So today we're going to be talking about airplanes and how they supposedly let you see the curvature of the Earth. Now, the round earthers will have you believe that you can actually see the Earth curving when you look out an airplane window, and they show you photos like this. They say, see, look at the curve of the Earth. And this is the first result for airplane window view that you get on Google Images. And yeah, it looks like there's some big curve going around the horizon. But if we check on the YouTube video for it's from, and then we go into the description, we see that it's shot on GoPro 4 Silver Edition. And so if you don't already know about GoPros, you know that they have a fisheye lens distort effect, and so that's going to be responsible for the supposed curvature that you're going to see in this image. But if we look at other images on Google that I downloaded, it's flat there, flat here. Do you see the curvature? No, it's still flat, just like you would expect to see on a flat Earth outside an airplane window, and people do. Now, the fisheye effect is noticeable on all GoPro photos and videos. All these photos on this page were taken with the GoPro Hero Silver 4, and if you looked at the first image and you thought that the horizon was curved, would you also agree that this whole pool is curved? And would you agree that the steps on the bottom of this building here, they're built on a giant circular curve? No, they're just flat, and it's just distorted by the camera lens. Now, outside airplane windows, we have independent observer evidence from this guy here, who actually went out in an airplane, and he'll show you himself that he sees no curvature. Yeah, you heard it there. And you can see from the outside view of this airplane window, you can see that the Earth is flat. Now, there's another problem about airplanes that would have to go in a globe Earth. Now, this guy, he takes a level and he puts it on a plane, and he shows that the airplane does not have to compensate for the supposed curvature of the Earth, and it's just flying over a flat, level surface. If you look at the level there, it's completely flat at cruising altitude. Now, these videos will be in the links in the description if you want to check out and do some more research for yourself. Alright, so now I came across this page. It seems like a forum where globe believers all have the same opinions in their echo chamber, but if we look at this this question here is saying that where can they see the curvature of the Earth? Because even if they believe, they're starting to have doubts, because as we've seen from an airplane window, you can't actually see the curvature of the Earth. And the image that they give you here, it looks like a fake. Nothing like would actually be real on a globe Earth. And I reverse searched this image, and the most high quality version comes from a Russian image service. There's nothing that would come from any uh, supposed authorities. So this is a fake beyond all the other fakes that NASA would put out. It doesn't look like something that NASA would make. It's far too clean. It's probably just a computer render of what they think a globe Earth would look like under their model. Okay, so now back on the page, they admit that 9 to 12 kilometers up, you can't actually see the curvature of the Earth, and as far as you go up, you won't be able to see the curvature of the Earth because it's not there. But then this guy saying that you can see it from a mere 16 meters. So now, if you can't see it from 12 kilometers up, then I don't know how this guy is expecting to see it from 16 meters. Now, the example he's giving us a curvature here is actually quite laughable in how it doesn't actually prove or show anything about the curvature of the Earth. So he climbed up 16 meters on an observation platform, probably on another boat, and he gets these two different pictures. And so he's claiming that in the first one, the boat is actually disappearing behind the curvature of the Earth. But all this would be chopped down to is perspective, because for when you're lower, the angle is going to make the boat appear less, but the boat doesn't even appear much that less high because it's only 16 meters, and the distance between him and the boat, considering he's using a 30 times optical zoom camera, must be pretty large. And in the first image, we can see that parts in the bottom of the boat are disappearing even before the top parts. Now, how do you explain that if the boat's supposed to be disappearing behind the edge or the horizon curvature of the Earth? Why would parts on the bottom of the boat disappear, but we can see them clearly above the curvature of the Earth? Now that's fog right there that's obscuring the boat, not the curvature of the Earth. But also, the boat clearly has time to move, and so these pictures can be comparable because the photographer in this case, he had to climb up 16 meters full of stairs. Are you saying that you took these two images at the exact same time and you can instantly teleport up 16 meters of stairs? I think not. And what he also gives us is this graph here, and he uses this equation that would make sense on his round globe. But and he says that if we run a round globe, we should expect visibility to look like this. But there's a problem, because I can also prove that this graph on how far you can see works on a flat surface. So this is going to be a flat Earth, science experiment just to prove this graph that was supposedly shown, on the Earth forms, and that said that on a globe Earth, the distance you'll be able to see as you rise up goes on what looks to just be like a square root curve. If you've ever graphed a square root, you'll know that's what it looks like. But so he says that can only happen if the ground is a ball shape or a large globe, like he says the Earth is, but the same effect can be observed on flat ground. And if you look at the grass on my backyard there, you can pretty much agree that it's a flat surface. If you think that my grass is round after this experiment, then I just don't have any hope for you. Alright, so I'm going to raise the camera facing flat against this edge on the windowsill here. I'm going to raise it at a constant velocity, and you're going to see how the rate of change of how much ground we can see goes up like a square root curve. So here we go. That's the first trial. Alright, we're going to do it again. Alright, and what you should have seen from that is that initially we get a lot of grass seen, and then eventually the more and more grass we see, it gets slower and slower the higher we get. So furthermore, I've taken his graph back into Photoshop, and he says it uses an arctangent, which is clearly just his way of trying to insert circle and curvature math into the equation, just so he can say that it exists, or we exist on a globe planet in respect to how far we can see. But this curve can be replicated with a simple square root. And this is a square root graph I made, and when we overlay it on top of the first graph that the guy made, we can see that they perfectly line up. So there's no need to have arctangent or any curve math equations that dictate how far you can see. Well, that just about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and got some useful information out of it. It's time to wake up about the flat earth, so I'd appreciate it if you liked or disliked the video, left a comment, and hit that subscribe button. This is Truth Out There 26, signing out.